Yay. Go that way. Let's go there, and let's go over here. Cool, JJ, what's happening? Apollo the Sun. JJ, J. Landerson, 6. FYF Bird, what's happening? Juanita and James, The Watchman, Jason, William Jones, Ladybug, Josh, how are you guys doing tonight? Gene Garcia, Josh, Mike, Nemechek. Mike, how you doing? JJ Moore, Corey, what's happening? Sunjack Clark, Neil, Cool Beans, Orange Crypto, wonderful, wonderful. Mark Dunn, how are you doing today? Miss May, how's it going? We're telling your followers are following. Okay, la la la. Rogers, and let's go. Scotty from New York City. Ryan Chip. Now, if you guys did not know already, let's go back to where we're going. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. And here we are. Right to, there we go. Okay, let's go here, and here's Johnny. If you guys did not know, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, take you along for the ride for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, if you did not know, it is midnight here on the East Coast. I am broadcasting to you on the West Coast, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Western Standard Time. So let's see how it works out. Now, for the last year, I've been doing the East Coast, okay, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, now, let's see what the West Coast has to offer. Jacob, you're good? I have 8,000. What should I start trading? Ooh. See, Jacob, I'd love to help you out. However, I don't know anything about you, so I really couldn't tell you what is best for you without knowing. See, Bo from Minnesota, how are you today? Bronze Dog, what's happening? So we're doing a little bit of a comparison. So we're doing the exact same show twice a day. Well, not the exact same, but pretty much close to it. So at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the people on the East Seaboard, and 9 o'clock Pacific Time for you guys over there in California. You can do it anytime you get on normal time. This is not normal time, dude. Okay? What would? Jacob, you got to give me a little bit more information to go on. I can't really tell you anything unless I get to talk to you. Now, the reason why I say when I get to talk to you, because there are about 30 people pretending to be me. I got that. Okay? 30 people pretending to be me. So when I say, if you want to talk to me, send me your number. I will give you a call and we can chat. All right? So, can you say a purple Pepe? Well, I can also say one-eyed, one-horned, giant purple people eater. I can say that one too. So anyway, Jacob, I'd really need to know more about you in order for me to give you some advice that might be usable. That sound about right? But let's skip all that with the niceties and the intros, all the kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. The name of my company is The 10-Minute Trader. Do your research. Thank you, Purple Tattoo. Do your research. I have been doing this for quite a while. As a matter of fact, let's do this just for the fun of it. Go over YouTube, and I'm going to show you a video of my little princess. And whenever you're ready. So,
hi,
there she is.
as you being part of my company.
ABT Abbott Labs. Really? 40 people pretending to be, no, about 30. BCE, thanks. We'll take a look at that. 1% a week, 52% a year. That's about right. Yep. Behind you, Bobby. Yes, that is my daughter. When she was 9 years old, this was in 2008, she asked me, said, Daddy, what are you doing? And can you teach me? So 9 years old in 2008, she said, Daddy, can you teach me? Wonderful. Well, this is me. Now, as you will see, I'm... My favorite part. This is my favorite part. It makes me laugh all the time. Now, the reason why I showed you that, because in 2008, my 9-year-old daughter asked me, said, Daddy, can you teach me what you're doing? Okay? So I had to come up with a trading strategy specifically for a 9-year-old little girl. Now, nothing about girls or nothing about boys. Irrelevant. 9-year-old kid. Has to be simple. It has to be safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. So I was chatting with you today on Telegram. No, you were not. I do not have Telegram. So when I say, if you really want to talk to me, send me your number, I personally will give you a call. There's about 30 people pretending to be me. You will get emails, you will get telegrams, you will get instant messages. Not from me. Okay? How about, oh, hell no. Tesla, no. NVIDIA, no. MSTR, no. Got those on the way for you? No. And the reason for that is they're monthly and they're not consistently profitable. First time here, not a problem. Now, I just started broadcasting to the West Coast. So I'm kind of curious. Is the West Coast better than the East Coast? Well, the East Coast has a tendency to get up to about 250 viewers at a time. Well, right now, the West Coast is only at 68. But last night, we jumped up to 360 last night. Shaka. Oh, really appreciate it. Yeah, so seriously, if you want to chat with me, send me a number. Right here, DM me with your phone number. I will give you a call. Is the call free? Well, yeah, of course the call is free. I don't charge you. See, I'm not asking for any money here. I got to a point in my life where I got tired of the little guy. Well, that was me. I'm a little guy getting shit on. Okay? Have you ever figured out that, yeah, this is not right? Yeah, the covered call. Yeah, Alice, we'll be talking about that in a little bit. Have you ever noticed you work your ass off and you just can't seem to get ahead? Well, it's specifically designed that way. When you have your investments, who gets more than 20, 30, or 40% every single year? Well, it's definitely not us. Well, I do, but for the most part, most people don't. Okay? Did my question go through? Alice, the only question I have there, Alice, is the covered call. That's the only question I got from you, Alice. Not everything gets sent up all the time. However, I do answer each and every single question. So if you post a question here, I will answer it. There's a slight possibility it may take me a while to get to it, but I am insistent on answering every single question. Okay, so ask your question. I will answer them best I possibly can. 54, 57 people over on the West Coast. Come on, guys. Like, share, comment, all that nice, neat, fun stuff. What are your thoughts on XRP? It is not a dividend stock, Gabe, so it is a no. QYLD, the returns on QYLD are absolutely atrocious. Okay? Song to follow, seriously, did you check the numbers on QYLD? Well, let me show you some of them. First of all, let me let you know that, okay, the screen behind me right here is live on YouTube. You might not be able to see these little tiny numbers on your phone or your iPad, whatever you're watching it on. Okay, hold on, Alice. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick look at QYLD and tell you why it's a no for me. QYLD. Okay, first and foremost, song to follow. It's a monthly optionable stock. What does that mean? Well, monthly options, monthly, there's only 12. Which means I can only trade it once a month, which is only 12 times a year. Now, let's take a look at the numbers. Currently, the stock is at 1850. Well, the 1866 is going for, does that say zero? Why the hell would I want to invest in that? From 0 to 5 cents? Hell no. Next week's, well, it's going for, next month, 5 cents to 15 cents, and I got to hold it for 6 weeks? Hell no. See, QYLD, you may think it's good, but for this trading strategy, simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% a week, it doesn't cut it. I want 1% every single week. QYLD, no. Now, we looked earlier today. I don't know if it's still up here, or did we close it out? Yeah, we closed it out. Okay, I looked earlier today. Would you buy bonds if they pay 10%? Hell no. Okay, you're asking the wrong person that question. I make over 50% per year every single year for the last 15 years. Why would I put my money in anything at 10%? It doesn't make sense to me. Okay? So, QYLD. There's a lot of these companies that they like you to think that they're a good deal, but they're not. Check the numbers. Now, I just showed you here. I'm going to go to Yahoo Finance and put QYLD, and show you exactly what the numbers look like. Now, why am I saying that? Well, let's take a look. How wonderful is QYLD? If they're good, they will consistently share their profits with their investors. So we're taking a look right now, okay, at the dividends that QYLD has been paying and how long have they been paying them. Well, QYLD started in 2014, so that's only 10 years, okay? But look at the numbers. Here we go. 26, 19. Well, it's starting off wrong, okay? They're going backwards. 26, 25, 21, backwards. 22, 20, backwards. 24, 14, backwards. 23, 16, backwards. 15, backwards. 17, 15, backwards. It keeps going up and down, up and down. No consistency with their profitability whatsoever. So that's going to be a no. Plain and simple. If we drop any lower, I'm going to reboot. This is crazy. 39 people? Seriously? What the hell's going on with you people in the West Coast? So it gets worse. It does. QYLD. Let's go over to the summary. Now, the summary basically gives you all the information about this entity. Well, is it a good one? Well, here it is. Global S NASDAQ 100 Covered Call ETF, QYLD. Okay? Now, QYLD has a yield of 11.56. Now, 11.56, that's only 1% a month. I'm looking for 1% a week. That's over 50% per year. That's that's another reason why I don't like QYLD. The numbers just don't work for me. Okay, so let's go back to where we were. All right, Alice. So you purchase on Wednesday, not Monday. No. I purchase on Monday. Do you wait until the next Monday to do the covered call? No, Alice, I purchase on a Monday. Monday is the day I do all my purchases because on Monday, at the opening of the day and the expiration being on Friday, the close or when the option expires, that is the most amount of time I'm going to have. So Monday morning is when I want to buy the stock and sell the option. And on Friday, the option expires, and that's where I'm looking for the 1%. Michael! Hey, James. Good to see you again. Well, alrighty then, Michael. Let's keep on going. Do I trade options? Yes, I do. Gabe, what is a dividend stock and how does it differ from a normal stock? Oh my goodness. Gustavo, FUBO, yeah, they have not been around. Song to follow. Hell no. Do I DM you my number? Yeah, Jacob, if you want me to call you, DM me here on TikTok, your number, I will call you tomorrow. Okay, it's a little late right here. It's at 12:15 midnight here. Okay, so I'm just doing an experiment for a couple of weeks and see, is the West Coast better audience than the East Coast? Right now, you guys aren't doing squat. 42, really? The East Coast is usually around 100, 150, 160, sometimes even up to 250. Looks like too late. Oh, Michael, we're going to get back to that in a second. Hold on, I'm still over here. Okay, what is the difference between a normal stock and a dividend stock? Well, here's the thing. Okay, now we looked earlier today. There's 9,830 different companies you can choose from any day of the week. Okay, that's a lot, 9,800. All right, now half of them will pay a dividend, the other half will not. So here's how it's broken down. Two different kinds of companies. Ones that share their profits, one that takes all their profits and put it back into the company for capital growth. So if you're looking for capital growth, you're in the wrong place. This isn't it. I don't look for capital growth. I'm looking for cash flow. I'm 60 years old. I've been working since 1973. I'm just tired of it. Okay, I want to take a couple of years off. Take the money that I have, invest it, and get money keep rolling in. I make 1% every single week. That is over 50% per year. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, that kind of thing. All right, so let's keep on going. Bo wants to take a look at CVS. All right, Bo, we'll take a look at CVS. Let's take a look. CVS. First thing I always want to see, Bo, is the 1 year chart. Where's the high? Way over here. Where's the low? Well, that's here. What is it normally doing? Where was it? Where is it? And what is it doing now? Down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways. Right here at 45.82 at this moment. Is it a good buy? Well, let's check the numbers. Now remember, Bo, I'm looking for 1%. How do I get it? Well, what am I buying it for? Right up here, 46.49. So the closest strike price on a covered call is going to be the 46.50. And that's going from 41 to 65. That's over 1%. Well, great. If I buy it, sell somebody the rights to buy it from me for what I just paid for it, I'm picking up this. That's the premium. The premium is available every 7 days or every week. Well, if I can collect 1% on CVS, well, that's over 52% a year. Compounded, it's over 70% a year, but we're not splitting hairs here. Okay, so let's go back to the chart. Because the chart is going to tell me, is this the right time to buy it or not? Well, let's find out. The high was a year ago. Okay? And that was 83.25. The bottom was just recently. Okay, 43.50. Okay, just recently. So let's take a look, the last 90 days. Now, what am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for predictable patterns. How does the stock normally move? Well, the stock normally moves what we, me and you, decided to. Because we decide what's too high and we decide what's too low. Okay? The high, 68. The low, 44. All right. Is there a pattern here? Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going back up again. Looks like a good time to jump in. But let's continue to go a little bit tighter to the last 30 days. Now, the reason why I want to look at the last 30 days is because the last 30 days gives me a good idea of what could be happening in the next couple of days. Because I want to be in on Monday, today, and be out on Friday so that I can do it again next week. Because if you don't have 5, 10, 15 minutes every day to take care of your own money, well, give it to someone else. Let them do it for you. Okay, but I can guarantee you, money managers and what do you call them? Money managers and hedge fund directors, they don't have your best interest in mind. Okay? Now, I'm showing you how to get 1% every single week. That's over 50% a year. If you don't have 5 or 10 minutes every single day, this ain't for you. All right? So, 30 days ago was the high. Drops down. Here's the bottom right here. Okay, now she's going up. You really can't misinterpret it. High, low, now she's going up. Well, great. If I buy it, 46.49, the 46.50 is paying me 1%. That's 1% a week. What has to happen? Well, the stock has to stay exactly where it is, 46.49, by the end of business on Friday. If it doesn't, well, why buy the stock in the first place? Number one, Jacob. Okay, Jacob, I did not say 1% per day. I said 1% per week. Huge difference, Jacob. Do not put words in my mouth. 1% per week. Now, if you don't agree, well, that's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. Here is my returns for last year. Okay? Here are all the trades that I made last year. Okay, pick any one. Okay? Week 38, this is the 12th week of the third quarter. Week 24, the 11th week of the second quarter. There's 13 weeks in every quarter. 4 quarters in a year, 13 weeks in a quarter. You can pick any one. Week 14, first week, second quarter. Well, let's pull up this one right here. 1.5% for the week. Well, what did I do? Well, Paramount, Macy's, JD, Albemarle, Macy's. Pretty simple. These are all the trades I did that particular week. Here's the timestamp right here. April 2nd, 2024. It was covered call. I bought the stock, sold the option, blah, blah, blah. This is what I paid. This is what I made, blah, 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 if you know how to read them. They're there, every single one. Okay? 1.19, 1.65, 1.65, 1.19, 2.6, 0.92. Look at that. I didn't make 1% there. 0.92. Huh. Oh, look at this. Made up for it here. 4.8. 4.08, sorry. 1.24. 0.71. 8.57. 4.7. Blah, 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 blah. They're all there. Okay, so I did not say 1% a week, Jacob. I said 1% per week, not 1% a day. Yeah, that was it. Okay, so Alice, but what if the stock you're watching doesn't have 2-day upward trend until Wednesday? Well, then I go on to another stock, Alice. So what do you think about Tesla? No. The reason, wait a minute, asking to help boost your video. Okay, Tesla, no. The reason why I'm saying no to Tesla, Tesla has no dividends, which means they don't share their profits. Why would I give my money to a company where I don't get a return until I sell it? Okay, I'm not looking for capital appreciation. I'm not looking to buy a stock and have it go up, then sell it to make the profit. No. I need weekly cash flow. Either that, I get to go back to work. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Alice, you want to take a look at Walgreens? I like Walgreens. I actually have some Walgreens. WBA. Okay, first thing I want to look at is the 1-year chart. Where's the high? Well, that was a year ago. Where's the bottom? Well, that was back in November. Where is it? Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? And what direction is it going? Down. Now it's going sideways. All right, that's the 1-year chart. It gives me an idea of what I'm looking at. Number 2 is, what can I buy it for? $9.56. Great. What's the closest strike price? The closest strike price is going to be the $9.50. Well, look at what it's going for. It's going for 43 cents a share. Now, I know you people in California don't think 43 cents a share is a lot of money, but the stock is $9.56. So what does that mean? Well, that means 43 cents a share is over 4%. Do you understand what 4% a week is? Okay, 4% a week is 200% per year. I'm not saying you're going to get 4% every week, but no, I'm just talking about this one particular trade. Walgreens. Well, do you know who Walgreens is? Well, they've been in business for 170 years. Okay, they consistently increase their dividend. There's 8,700 stores worldwide. They have products that are in retail stores all over the world. So, yeah, Walgreens, I have a bunch because the numbers just work for me. Now, do I want to buy it and hold it for the whole year? Hell no. I only want to buy it and hold it for a couple of weeks. Why? Because look at the movement. Okay, this is a 2-month chart. So, 60 days ago, it's just 2 months. Here's the high, here's the low. Okay, let's look at the 30-day. The reason why I want to look at the 30-day, because that gives me a better idea of where do I think it's going to be by Friday. It just makes sense. Well, tomorrow is basically going to be very similar to today. So what happened today? Well, 30 days ago is the 30-day bottom. A couple of days later, there's the 30-day top. And then once you get to a 30-day top, you're going to have profit taking. Profit taking brings us down to about where we are today. So, bottom was 2 days ago. Friday was an up day. Today was an up day. So tomorrow, 2 days the upside, it looks as if she's going back up again. That's what it looks like. Is that guaranteed? No, nothing is. Nothing's guaranteed in life except for death and taxes. But let's take a look at the seasonality chart. Well, what's a seasonality chart? Well, seasonality chart is January 1st all the way to the left, December 31st all the way here. The blue line right here, it's very small. You really can't see it because there's only 3 trading days this year. Okay, this is the whole year. Okay, the red line represents the movement over the last 10 years. Well, what do I want to look at? Well, I want to look at just the month of January. Well, here it is, the month of January. Well, usually we're here, very slight upward tilt, then she levels out before slightly down towards the end of the month. That's what it normally does. Is that guaranteed? No, it's not guaranteed. but it's a rough idea of what it normally does over the last 10 years. Alrighty. That being said, let's keep on looking at these questions. Thoughts on REITs. Now, some REITs I do like, especially the ones that have weekly options and the numbers look realistic. Okay, follow the creator, blah, blah, blah. Nice receipts. Hood, thank you, Alice. Okay, encourage more users. Okay, Jacob. I'm just asking if 1% a day is unrealistic. Jacob, I can't really say whether or not it's realistic. It's really going to depend on how much time, effort, and knowledge you have to put into it on a daily basis. Can you do it? Yes, you can. Is it something I do? No. I have better ways of spending my time. Okay, whenever you see one of my videos, it's always the same. Hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. What's going on with Coca-Cola? Bulldog, we'll take a look at that in a second. Okay, we'll take a look at Coca-Cola in a bit. Hold up. So, Jacob, can you do it? Yes, you can. Do I do it? Hell no. I have better ways of spending my time. Okay, you sound as if you are a person where you don't mind sitting in front of the computer, punching the... Yeah, no thank you. Okay, I did that when I was younger. I'm 60. I would prefer to hang out with my kids or my grandson, or basically just watching the grass grow. I'm done sitting in front of the computer. I don't want to do it anymore. Okay, Alice. Could you theoretically do 7 companies a week and therefore equate to 1% per day? You could, but is a lot of time and effort into it. He got receipts. Thank you there, Hood Finance. Tony Brown Foreman has been a good one. You actually got to give me the ticker symbol. Okay, Victor, MSTR. Yeah, no dividends, no thank you. Hood Finance, then some pretty nice receipts. Okay. Alice Facts, good. APLD, sell puts for DTE. Okay. APLD. What the heck is APLD? Here's the thing. APLD. I never heard of it. Applied Digital. Interesting. And it does have weeklies. Okay. Well, let's, just for the fun of it, Emish, take a look at how well APLD has been consistently profitable. For that, I go to Yahoo Finance. You can get your financial information wherever you want. Okay, I get it from Yahoo Finance. APLD. Alrighty, Applied Digital Corporation. All right, I want to go to historical data. Historical data tells me all of the information that I need to see. How many years have they been consistently profitable? Well, here we are. Historical data. First thing I want to do is I want to look at historical prices. I want to change it to dividends only. And oh, imagine that, Emish. There are no dividends in the selected time period. No, so I got a question for you. It's a simple question. Explain to me in a manner in which I will understand why you would come to a dividend stock talk channel talking about dividend stocks and ask me about a company that does not have dividends. Boggles my mind why people do that. The name of the show is Dividend Stock Talk. Okay, subtitle, Dividend Investing for Weekly Cash Flow. Yet you give me a stock, APLD, that has no dividends. Why? Why are you wasting my time? It's a simple question. Okay, Bulldog, Coca-Cola. I like Coca-Cola, but I don't like Coca-Cola. What do I mean by that? Well, here's why. Number one, Coca-Cola's been in business for over 140 years. We know what they do. Okay? $60.90 at this moment in time. Great. Well, how can I make a profit? Well, me specifically, I'm looking to buy the stock, collect a premium by selling it to someone for the same price I just paid for it. So if I'm buying it for $60.90, I want to sell it for $61 because that's the closest strike price. See, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. 61 is the closest to the current price. But here's the thing, Bulldog. The 61 is only paying 33 cents a share. 33 cents a share is only 0.5%. 0.5% every single week. Well, that's only 26% per year. Now, don't get me wrong. 26% per year is not that bad, but I want 50% or more. So Coca-Cola, as much as I like the company, I've never bought it because the numbers never work for me. Now, I've bought Pepsi before. I've bought Snapple before, but I've never bought Coca-Cola because the numbers just don't work for me. And she's currently bottom fishing. Do you know what that means? Looking for a new bottom. See that? It's in a downturn for the past month, looking for the new bottom. If you like Coca-Cola, great. Wait till you find the bottom, then jump in if you like it. That's always the biggest question. Do you like Coca-Cola? Well, at this moment, bottom fishing, looking for the bottom. All right. So, Victor, Walgreen moves by pennies. Victor, I'm not really concerned about how much it moves. Oh boy. Okay, Victor. What I'm looking for, Victor, is consistency and profitability. What does that mean? Well, currently, look at where it is. Here's the high, here's the low. She goes up, she goes down, she goes up, she goes down. Now she's going sideways. Great. It's at 9.47. Wonderful. If I buy it tomorrow morning at 9.56 and I sell the 9.50s, I can pick up 43 cents a share. So you get 1,000 shares, 43 cents a share. That's $430 for 1 week. I'm looking for 1% a week. However, this one is offering over 3% a week, close to 4. Okay, because at $9.50, 4 times $9.50 would be 38. But it's only offering 43 to 48. That is over 4%. 4% a week is over 200% for the year. Now, if you don't get excited by a 200% return per year, you might be in the wrong place. But I'm not looking for 4% a week. I'm looking for 1% a week. 1% a week is easy. It's easy to get 1 than it is to get 4. All right, so anyway, Victor, MSTR, yeah, no dividends, no thank you. Can you look at Brown-Forman? I bought 3 days ago. Okay, Toonie, you actually got to give me the ticker symbol. Let me give you a little hint. For the strategy in which I do, I've been doing this for a very long time. I know almost all the companies that fit into this category. What is the category? Consistently profitable for 2 decades or more, and weekly options. Brown-Forman is not there. Okay, so you're going to give me the ticker symbol. I'm going to look it up, and I'm going to say that's a no. Because if they're not consistently profitable and they don't have weekly options, then it's nothing that I want to look at. But that's me. If it works for you, good. How many calls do you do per week? Holy crap, how many? Intel. 14, 25, 36, 40, 50. 50 on Intel. Mara, 25. Riley, 100. Riot, 50. Walgreens, 50. U.S. Steel, 20, 30. Okay, that's just for this one account. Now, I have 6 accounts, but I only share 3 of them with you guys. So you ask, how many options do I do? Well, that one account was only 60 options. Okay. Can you look at Brown? Probably not. How many calls you do per week? Yeah, over 100. Alice, that's a no. Okay, A, B, D. Thoughts on building my portfolio with options while young and when I invest profits to stocks? I think it's a great idea, A, B, D. Okay, I don't know exactly how you plan on doing it because you didn't really share any of those thoughts with me, but I'll say. Alice, love the way you say Yahoo! Yeah, we Easterners are kind of weird. Okay, Victor, ALX. Never heard of it. ALX. Alexander Incorporated. Okay, it has no options. So I'm not quite sure you understood what I was saying. Consistent profitability and weekly options. Alice, in other words, read the shirt. WMT, Wally World. Holy cow. Wally World. Okay. Wally World. Here we go. Take a look at the 1 year chart. Here's the high. Here's the low. Look at the movement. Nice. Pulled back. Now we're at 91. 91.64. We'll be looking at the 92s. The 92s are going from 41 cents to 50 cents. That's 0.5%. Okay? VNG. 0.5%. Well, that's 26% per year. Is that really what you want? Not me. I want 50% per year. So Walmart doesn't fit. Sorry. Luis. How are you doing, Luis? Are you teaching about options? Yes, I am. Alice, TGT. Ooh, Target. Dividend King. Do you know what that means? Dividend King is a company that's consistently increased their dividends to their shareholders, which means a part of the profits from the company goes right to the investors. Well, that's me and you. Okay, we are the investors. So let's take a look at Target. Okay, Target, interesting. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at the movement. Just take your finger. Anyone, doesn't really matter. Okay? Up, down, up, sideways, down, big down, and then back up again. Oh, cool. It's currently at 139.39. Okay, the closest strike price is going to be the 140. Come on, this is stuff elementary school kids know. The closest strike price to 139.39 is going to be the 140. Well, it's going from 120 to 126. Okay, closer to 1%. Great. The nice thing I like about Target, it's been in business for over 100 years. What I don't like about Target is, take a look at this. See that big gap down? That's called a black swan. Big, huge move, no clue where it came from. Michael, how often does your weekly covered call not get bought? Not? Never. My weekly call. Wait. I think twice last year. I tried to sell a call on. I forget what it was. One company tried. It just didn't fill. So I had to lower the price, and then it filled. Dividend boring, and you're talking about options. I asked about a specific option, not a dividend. Amish, you asked me a question. I gave you an answer. You didn't like the answer. Ask a different question. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm talking about dividends, Amish, is because when the dividend is getting ready to be paid by a stock, this stock has a tendency to go up in value. Stocks only move for two reasons, and two reasons only. Reason number one is what is called an unknown reason. Well, what's that? Well, an unknown reason could be the death of a very important person. Steve Jobs, for instance. Okay. Another unknown reason. Hurricane, tornado, flood, natural disaster. Whole bunch of them all the time. Okay. How about a lawsuit come out of the middle of nowhere? An event that happens that nobody saw coming. Do you remember when the Exxon Valdez crashed in the Northwest? Nobody knew that was going to happen. What happened to the stock? Dropped. What happened to the stock for British Petroleum when they sprung a leak in the Gulf of Mexico? It dropped. What happened to Apple stock when they get sued over in Europe? The stock dropped. An unknown event causes the stock to move. Okay? Second, a known event. Something we know that is coming. Something we know that we can plan on. Great. Options. Sorry, hold on a second. How many companies do I need to make $3,000 a month on making 1% a week? Well, I use about 300, but that's not what I'm doing. Just sit back, relax, and you'll understand a little bit. Okay, so hold on. Second reason. Hold on. It sucks getting old. It does. All right, because my memory's not what it used to be. Known reasons. Okay, a known reason. Quarterly report, annual report, earnings report. Those are known reasons. We know when they're coming. We can plan for those. A dividend comes up every 90 days. Okay? Target has a dividend every 90 days. We know when it's coming. So the stocks have a tendency to move predictably. What else is there? Well, seasonality. What's seasonality? Well, winter, spring, summer, fall. Those are the seasons. Now, nobody turns on the air conditioner in December. Doesn't make sense. Nobody puts the heater on in July. It's the season. What happens for a company during a certain time of year? Why does Weight Watchers go up in the beginning of the year? Come on, we all know that one. Why does Hershey stocks go up in the beginning of February? Why does Google drop at the beginning of the year? Why does Apple go up in the fourth quarter? Seasonality is another reason or another example of a known reason. If the stock does the same thing year after year after year at the exact same time, well, why not take advantage of that? Well, I do that with dividends, and that's why I talk about dividend stocks. Because when a dividend is being paid out, if you didn't know, this here is an EX dividend calendar. Okay, January 2024, let's go to 2025. Okay, January 2025. John Deere, Fifth Third Bank, Mandalese, Nucor, U.S. Bank, Cardinal Health, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, Cisco. These are companies you probably heard of, each and every one of them. They have their dividend on the first week of January. The second week of January, J.P. Morgan, Comcast, MasterCard, General Mills, AT&T, and Verizon. Okay, you've heard of all these companies. All right, so if a company increases in price just before the dividend, well, that's something I know. That is a bit of information that could be used profitably. So if I buy the stock at the price of the opening on Monday, see Caterpillar the 21st, I want to buy it 2 weeks before the dividend. The dividend's here on the 21st. I don't want to buy it on the 21st. I want to buy it 2 weeks before on a Monday and do a covered call. Because historically speaking, Caterpillar has a tendency to go up just before the dividend. The dividend is right there on the 21st. Okay, 2 weeks before is the 7th. On a Monday is the 6th, which is today. Alrighty? So, that being said, let's keep on moving. Keep on moving. Dividends boring. Yeah, I get that. But dividend investing for weekly cash flow is getting me over 50% per year. All right, hold on. Where am I? Holy cow. Okay, Lewis, yes, he sells covered calls. Thank you for that, CP. Thank you, Luis. Your top 3 dividend stocks for beginners. Well, Macy's, Nordstrom's, and Kohl's. Thoughts on Pepsi? It's down year to date. Yes, I'm aware of that. Okay, Pepsi is bottom fishing, looking for a new bottom. Once it finds the bottom, is it a good candidate to jump in? That's a question only you can answer. What's the news today? I have no idea. I don't watch the news. HRB. Squirrel, what is HRB? HRB. H&R Block. Oh, you know what HRB is? A no. Do you know why that's a no? Because when I say I want companies that are consistently profitable and have weekly options. Okay, monthly, yeah, no, thank you. Okay, John Daly, or John Dalio, you weren't listening. XRP is not a dividend stock. Okay, BFB, what the heck is BFB? Oh, Brown-Forman, BF.B, Brown-Forman. Okay, so apparently you weren't listening either. When I say dividend stocks with weekly options, that means no options, no thank you. No dividends, no thank you. It's just a no. Okay, there's 9,813 or 14 stocks. It's 9,800 companies. Why am I looking at this if it doesn't fit? Okay, it's really not that difficult. Okay, consistently profitable companies, which means consistently increased dividends, okay, and weekly options. No weekly options, no thank you. No dividends, no thank you. Alice, wait, so you're not doing covered calls? Yes, I am. I thought it had to be in amounts of 100. Yes, it does. Johnny Dalio, XRP, not a dividend stock. That's a no. Okay, Miguel, thoughts on UPS? Here we go. UPS is on the list. Craig, what platform is that? This is called Think or Swim. It's been a long day. Think or Swim. Okay, it's offered through Charles Schwab. Okay, Miguel wants to take a look at UPS. Okay, UPS does have weeklies, does have dividends, and they're consistently profitable. Look at where they are. The high, 163, bottom right down here, the 120 area. Okay, down, down, sideways, down here we are, 124.20. The 124 is going for 115 to 134. So you will get your 1%. Question, Orlando, what's happening? You trade with 300 shares. How many shares in average for each company do you sell 1% to make $3,000 per week? Ooh, to make $3,000 per week, you have to have at least $300,000. How many shares? Well, however many shares it is. So if I had 300,000, it would be 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. So that's 60,000 to this company, 60,000 into this company, 60,000 into that company. Now, 1% is 1%. So if you have 300,000, well, that's $3,000 a week. If you have 3 million, that's 30,000 a week. Okay? However the numbers are, 1% is 1%. All right, Orlando, hoping that worked for you. UPS, Miguel. 124.20. The 124 is only going from 115 to 134. All right, so not quite 1%, but I do like UPS. Okay, UPS is a good company, but it's just not good this week. Look at where it is. Okay, here's your 30-day high. Here's your bottom. She goes up. She's down. Now she's down here, ready to go back up. It might be a good time to buy. Might be, but it's not quite there yet. All right. Invest right. Can we look at IBM? IBM. Fingers low in the way. All right, so IBM, here we go. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. 222.63. The 222.50s are going for 208 to 245. So there is 1% there if you like IBM. All right, so let's take a closer look at IBM. Okay, a year ago is the bottom of the year. Okay, the bottom of the year, 156.92. That's the bottom of the year for IBM. The last 90 days. Well, here's the last 90 days. Okay, here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Okay, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? This is this week and last week. That's what I want to take a look at. Is it the right time to buy it? Well, let's find out. 30 days ago, right there. Okay, your 30-day high, 30 days ago. 30-day bottom, well, that was Thursday. 1 day, 2 days. 2 days the upside, which means 2 days the upside. Well, I look for the third day. I jump in the third day after 2 days the upside from the bottom. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. What's next? You only can have one high. You can only have one bottom. Okay, when you get the high, there's going to be profit taken. Stock drops. Stock drops, finds the bottom, turns around, goes back up again. That's all they do. If you're expecting the stock to come to your house and take your dog for a walk, ain't happening. If you expect the stock you just bought to come to the house and wash your car and fold your laundry, yeah, it ain't happening either. Stocks go up, stocks go down. They do not do anything other than that. Simple. Up, down, up, down. You need to follow. If you like a company, follow it. What is it doing now? Get intimate with it. If you know what it does normally, well, here's your high, here's your low. It's turning around, it's going back up again. Does it make sense to buy it? Well, let's take a look. What does it normally do this time of year? Well, this time of year, Well, here's your seasonality chart. Okay, January 1st, right here, December 31st. Look at the movement. Well, let's take a look at January. Okay, here's January right here. Put that right there, and basically what you're seeing is she's going to go sideways for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then she's going to start moving up towards the end of January, if you like IBM. And that's always the next question. The next set of questions are pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Number one, does it make sense? Number two, do I like this company? Well, it's IBM. Number three, do I like IBM at this current price? Number four, do I like this company enough to buy it and hold on to it? Coach Joel, how are you doing tonight? Do I like it enough to buy it and hold on to it? See, I never buy anything unless I'm going in with the intention of holding on to it for a long period of time. Whether or not I do is a totally different story. Okay, with the intention of holding on to it. But if I sell a covered call every single week and make 1% every single week, well, why the hell not? That's just me. This is my strategy. This is what I do. Now, granted, it wasn't for my 9-year-old daughter. Says, Dad, teach me. I never would have figured it out because I didn't need to find it. Invest right. What metrics do you look at to see if a stock is at a good price to buy? Well, number one, they have to be consistently profitable. That's one metric, which means are they consistently increasing their dividends? VALE, V-A-L-E, V-A-L-E. I don't think V-A-L-E is on the list, V-A-L-E. Well, imagine that. Well, anyway, I'm going to say no to VALE only because, see, she's dropping, and she's bottom fishing. What do I mean by bottom fishing? Bottom fishing, basically, it's looking for a new 30-day bottom or bottom of the year. Until it finds the bottom of the year, I'm just going to watch it. Once it finds the bottom of the year, I want 2 days the upside, and then I will jump in if the numbers work. Currently, the numbers for VALE, 866, the 9s are going for 2 cents. Hell no. The 850s are going for 18, but I'm losing 16 cents right off the top. So if I buy it for 866 and I sell it for 850, well, I'm losing 16 cents, which means I'm walking away with 2 cents. Yeah, no. The numbers don't work. Thanks, you're welcome. Okay, so where was I? I forget where I was. What platform was it? Craig, this is called Think or Swim, available through Charles Schwab. Christopher, 6. What the heck is 6, Christopher? S-I-X. 6 Flags. Interesting. No. So apparently, Christopher, you were not listening. When I say weekly optionable stock, no options, no thank you. Okay? Consistently profitable and weekly options. Whistle Sam. What is it? S-N-A. What the heck is S-N-A? Never a good thing if I have to say what the heck is this. Snap-on? No. Monthly? Okay, now see if you can understand this quickly. Sam. Okay? Monthly. 12 months in a year. I can only do it once a month. 12 times a year. And if I'm getting 1% each time I do it, that's 12%. Now, if it's a weekly, 52 times a year. 1%, 52%. So ask yourself a question. Do I want 12% or do I want 50%? Okay, Texas brown-eyed girl. Texas brown-eyed girl. Whoa, that's a dangerous combination. Costco, huh? C-O-S-T. Now, to be 100% honest with you, it's a little out of my price range. I do not buy stocks over $900. Okay? But here's your chart. Here's your high. Here's your low. Look at the movement. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Where is it going next? 99.22. Well, the 922.50s are going for 7. That's not 1%, honey. Okay? That's a no. Random New York City. Sir, you have insomnia, and thank you for taking your time to help us. I work 9 to 5. Help us peasants. Oh my God. You do realize I was a peasant too. Okay? Okay, I grew up on welfare. You have any idea what that is? Single mom with 6 kids. Okay, growing up in the 60s and 70s. No fun at all. My dad never paid child support. He took off and left. Mom getting welfare. I was like, was it like $165 a month back then? Yeah. Don't envy me, brother. Okay, I got where I was through hard-ass work. All right, lots of people saying recession in 6 months. Could you give your opinion on the economy moving forward, please? D, here's my opinion on recession. Once you say a word and it's out there in the ether, people are going to repeat it. People keep repeating it. People are going to think it. People think it, and all of a sudden it happens. Well, you say recession, and then you say, I'm not going to spend my money because recession's coming. Whether it's coming or not, once you decide, investor, I want to take a look at Abbott Labs. Hold on. Once you decide to use that word in your vocabulary, you already made a decision at some point in time. You're going to stop spending money. Well, what do you think that's going to do? Well, that's going to cause the guy next to you to do the exact same thing. Sorry, just have to prove that I'm a real person. So the more you repeat it, the more you say it. Now, you just said it in front of about 100 people. Okay? Now, they're going to be thinking the exact same thing. So thank you for that. It's like there's a law against yelling fire in a crowded theater because it starts people panicking. So once you yell out that word, you have other people thinking the same thing. And then all of a sudden, Betty from Cleveland, Tom from Detroit, and Oscar out of Texas, they're all going to say, wait a minute, a recession's coming. No, I'm not going to spend my money. Then all of a sudden, all these people tell other people, and then all of a sudden it goes down. Yeah, stop using that word. If you don't want it to come, don't use that word. So, but here's the thing. If you take a look at the stock market from the 1800s, the 1880s to today, every single decade there is a pullback, a recession, a crash, whatever you want to call it. Okay? However, also, the stock market has continuously increased every single year for average of, 8 to 10% every single year since that exact same time frame. So look at it this way. Babe Ruth, at one point in time, had the record for the most home runs. Well, he also had the record for the most strikeouts. Okay? There's balance in life. You keep saying words like that, it will eventually come up. All right. InvestRate wants to take a look at Abbott Labs, ABT. I like Abbott Labs. Dividend King, lovely. Hold that thought. All right. CP last. Costco, brown-eyed girl. We already looked at that one. Victor, I just calculated what you said about Walgreens, and it makes sense now. Imagine that, Victor. They've been saying that for over 2 years. Yep, they have. But here's the thing. You keep saying it, and you say it enough, people will tend to believe you whether it's true or not. Because truth is irrelevant. What you believe becomes true for you. Whether it is true or not is irrelevant. And it's very difficult for a lot of people to think. There is no such thing as good or bad. It all depends on how you view it and what kind of values you have. That's why we have certain requirements in school. That's why you're required to read this book so that everybody you talk to say, yeah, I remember that book. It has a, wait a minute. After ABT, can we check out LAZ? Why the heck are we checking out LAZ? Okay, I'll take a look at it, Mr. Q. Okay, but I've never heard of it. If I've never heard of it, more than likely it's going to be a no. Okay, simple, but we'll take a look. All right, so yeah, I'm glad it makes sense to you, Victor. Abbott Labs. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Where's it going? Up, down, up, down. Here we are at 113. The 113, the 114 is going to be closest. Yeah, hell no. That's not even 1/3%. I don't even need to look at the chart. But don't get me wrong. I like Abbott Labs. Every once in a while, it does work. It doesn't this week. That doesn't mean next week it's not going to work. Okay, a good company like that, I definitely check for when the dividend is paying. Because when the dividend is paying, the stock has a tendency to go up. When does Abbott Lab pay its dividend? The 15th. Okay, so the 15th of this month. So hypothetically speaking, you should have bought Abbott Labs last Monday on the 30th. If you did, okay, the opening of the day on the 30th was 114. Well, look at the high. 114.13. The high was 114.64. Is that right? The opening? Yeah, okay, and then it went down, and it went up. Yeah, okay, interesting. Abbott Labs, it is 59 cents. So jump in here, 113.59, you would have barely missed it. 62. Wait a minute. 59, yeah, you would have made it. All right, hold on. Okay? Now, when I say 10 days before, okay, where is it? Right here. 2 weeks before, the 15th. Okay, the dividend is right here, 59 cents. Okay, 2 weeks before is the 1st. On a Monday is the 30th. Okay, the opening price of the day was 114.13. Okay, add the dividend to it, 59 cents. So 114 becomes 162, no, 172. Yeah, you would have missed it. Okay, it didn't work. Okay, it doesn't work all the time, but most of the time it does. Did it go up? It kind of did. See? Went up. Anyway, let's keep on going. LAZ. What the heck is LAZ? Is that Lazy Boy? LAZ. Lazard? No. Okay? LAZ? No. Reason being, monthly optional stock. Now, the reason I don't like monthly optional stock, you can only do it 12 times a year. 12 times a year is not as good as 52 times a year. Okay? Okay, right now it's at 50-50. Okay, so the 50 is going for 80 cents. Okay, that's a little over 1%, but I got to stretch that out over 2 weeks. All right, next week, look at this. Okay, 55 to 250. The numbers just don't work. And then I got to figure out where's it going to be in 30 days. Okay, so here's your 30 days right here on Lazard. Okay, 30 days ago was the high. The bottom was Friday. Great. Now tell me where's it going to be in 30 days. Because this here is 30 days. Okay, where's it going to be the next 30 days? That's the problem I have with monthly options. Trying to figure out where's it going to be. Now, I got a good idea where it might be in 5 days. Because your 30-day high here, your 30-day bottom was on Friday. Monday, today, was an up day. So there's a possibility that yesterday, Friday, was the bottom. Mr. Q, thanks. I just found you and appreciate the stuff you're teaching. Well, double jolly good. Well, I'm going to be here every night. Now, you're on the West Coast. So at this moment in time, it's just an experiment. Because I'm on the East Coast. Okay, here, it's 1 a.m. What the hell am I doing up at this time of day? Well, I found last year I was all on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Now, I did 2.5 hours from 9 to 11:30. And it came to a realization when I went to Vegas a couple of weeks ago. And then I did a 9 p.m. show while I was in Vegas. And then it came to me, wait a second, 9 p.m. in Vegas is 1 o'clock. No, it is 12 o'clock Eastern. So I'm missing a whole western side of the country. So now I'm doing, as an experiment, just to see how the numbers are, I'm going to do a week on the West Coast. See what the West Coast looks like. At this moment, not really thrilled because they get the same thing. Can we look at ExxonMobil? Now, I like ExxonMobil. I have bought ExxonMobil many times. Okay, ooh, and I like that movement. Do you see that? She drops, turns around, goes up. She was at bottom fishing for weeks. But now she found it and it's moving up. The 108's going for a little bit less than 1%. But we only have 3 days left. Okay, because it's a 4-day week. You already missed Monday, so we only have 3 trading days. So if we look at next week, the 108s for next week is going for 150. That's well over 1%. That works. ExxonMobil works this week. All right? I forget. Oh, so as I was finishing saying, okay, Last year, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'd be done at 11:30, 2.5 hours. I did that for 359 days, almost the whole year. I only missed 6 days last year. So this year, I'm thinking to myself, all right, let's not do Friday nights and Saturday nights because the market doesn't change between Friday and Sunday. Okay, so I'll do 2 shows a night, one at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and one at 9 p.m. Western Standard Time. Uh-oh. I was wondering why you were on streaming so late. Yeah, well, because people on the West Coast, well, they're most likely not going to be on at 6 p.m. at night. Okay, so if I go on at 9 p.m. Western, or what do they call that? West Coast time, Central? I forget. It's not Mountain. What? I don't know what they call it. Pacific time. That's what it's called, Pacific time. Okay, so that way I catch the people on the West Coast and the people in Hawaii. All right, so let's see how it works out. Do you think eBay is a monopoly and is a good stock for dividend long term? Okay, random, I don't do anything long term. Pacific, thank you, Mike. Yeah, I figured that one out. eBay. Well, let's take a look at, oh, wait a second. Hold on. We're still looking at ExxonMobil. All right? Now, as I was saying, I like weekly options. Most of the time, most weeks that have 5 days. Now, this week only has 4 days. 1 is gone, which means we have 3 days left. You're not going to see a decent number with only 3 days. So if we go to next week, they have better numbers. Still a week. But anyway, let's take a look at ExxonMobil. Now, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the movement. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going back up again. The 108 next week is going for 150. That is well over 1%. Let me show you what a trade looks like. But before we do that, let's take a better look. Last 90 days, look at this. 90 days ago, we're at 126. Now, we're down at 107 after bouncing off of that bottom right there. Well, great. Well, let's take a closer look at the 30-day. Because the 30-day gives me a great idea of where do I think it's going next. Okay? Because the next 5 days is really not that difficult when you're looking at this. See, 30 days ago was the high. What happens when you're at 30-day high? There's usually profit taking. Profit taking has a tendency to make the stock go down. Okay, when it goes down, then she goes back up again. And this is going up, but very slowly, but still up. And it's ExxonMobil in business over 100 years, consistently increasing their dividends. Why isn't it on your list? Okay, so it found the bottom recently. Now it's going up. Great. The 108's going for 150. Let's actually do a trade. Let's actually see what one looks like. Now, let's get rid of that. Let's change this, okay, this to a covered call trade. Okay, right there, covered stock. There we go. Now we said we like the 108s for next week. Here it is. Now I'm just going to do one contract. Okay, so one contract so you don't get scared away by the big numbers at the market because I want to be filled first thing in the morning. The reason I want it first thing in the morning, I don't want to be bothered by trivial stuff. What do I mean by that? Well, there's 24 hours in the day. You're going to get to a certain point, and don't kid yourself that you don't think so. You're going to get to a certain point where you value your time differently. Now, I value my time. I don't want to sit in front of a computer. So let's look what this trade looks like. Hit confirm and send. Here's what it sounds like. Are you ready? Buy one covered call on ExxonMobil. Okay, 17 January 25. Well, that means I'm doing a covered call. I'm buying the stock. I'm selling somebody the right to buy it from me for basically the exact same price I just paid for it. Hold on, let me finish explaining. The 108 call against the ExxonMobil stock at the market to open. That's the order. Okay, you just call the brokers, hey, this is what I want to do. Buy one covered call, ExxonMobil 100, those are the weeklies. 17 January 25, that means it expires on the 17th of January. That's not this Friday, that's next Friday. Okay, there's only 3 days left, 3 trading days left in this week. You're not going to get a decent premium for 3 days. 5 days, yeah. 4 days, maybe. 3 days, probably not. So we're going to push it off to next week. So that's the trade. Next line down, break even. What does that mean? Break even. Anything over this price here, the break even, 106.16. Well, anything over that's going to be profit. Well, right now, the stock is at 108. The break even is 106.16. So that means if the stock goes up, I'm great. Stock stays the exact same, wonderful. Stock can even come down a little bit, and I'm still making a profit. Stocks only go 3 directions, up, down, or sideways. Well, this one I'm making money in all 3 directions, up, sideways, and down. But down just a slight, not huge, but still. Up, I'm making the money. Sideways, I'm making the money. Down, yeah, a little bit, I'm still making the money. That's the break-even point. Okay, what's the main profit here? The maximum profit on this particular trade is $183.50 per contract. Now, one contract is 100 shares. I'm going to get to that in a second. Hold on. Okay. Now, anytime you hear me say simple, safe, predictable, well, I know what I'm making before I even do it. Most people will buy a stock and just wait for it to go up. Wait for what? Okay, here I'm buying the stock at the current price. I'm selling somebody the right to buy it from me at the current price. I'm picking up $183 per contract. Okay, so if the stock even stays exactly where it is, well, I'm still making money. If it goes up, I'm making money. Stays the exact same, I'm making money. That's ideal for me. All right, so I'm going to get my calculator out for this, because if the maximum profit on this trade is right here, 183.50, put it in the calculator, 183.50, okay? See, I know what the profit's going to be before I even do it, 183.50. So, to find out what my rate of return is for the week, remember, this is just a weekly option. It expires on Friday. I divide it by how much is it costing me to do the trade. Well, this one is 10,617. Okay, divided by 10,617. Now, what does that equal? Well, that equals 1.72% for 1 week. Well, now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a simple, safe, predictable trade. Okay, so let's multiply that by 52, because there's 52 weeks in a year. If I can get 1.7% every single week from ExxonMobil, well, that's 89, where is it? Way over here. 89.8% for the year. Well, I could live off of 89% for the year. That works wonderful for me. Okay, so what I normally tell people, if you don't have 10 or 15 minutes every single day to take care of your finances, fine. Give it to a money manager. Let him do it. But I can almost guarantee money manager will not have the same interest in your money that you do. Okay? Take responsibility for your own money. Learn how to do it. If you don't like this strategy, fine. Find something else. There's a whole bunch of them out there. Okay. Alrighty. I don't know how to answer that question. That works for me. So let's get out of there. Let's get out of there. Let's go back to that. And let's go back to this. Back to where we started again. Okay, let's take a look at some more questions, you guys. Okay, you guys haven't even gotten over 150 yet. East Coast is getting you guys beat. Alrighty. Uh-oh. Don't. Okay. Costco, too expensive. XRP, not a dividend stock. Don't worry about. Do you worry about your top 3 stocks, Mason no, with the rise in online retail? Yes and no. Okay? You got to think of it this way. Macy's been in business for over 100 years. Nordstrom's over 100 years. Kohl's over 100 years. Okay? Okay, yeah, they're moving online, but you cannot, I don't care what anyone says, you cannot buy name recognition that all three of those companies have. Macy's has been in business over 100 years. Dividend came over, 50 years of increased dividends. Yeah. All right, hold on a second. Chris Brown, KRG. What the heck is KRG? Never a good thing. KRG. For me to say, what the hell is that? That's a no, is what that is. I bought Macy's today. Joe Schmo, nicely done. I got some Macy's also. Turbo. Hey, Zatran San. Turbo? What the heck is Turbo? TRBRO. Turbo. Yeah, dude. Oh, Turbo. Wait a minute. TURBO. Oh, there it is. Right there. Yeah, no options. No, thank you. Costco. Brown-eyed girl. We already looked at that. Terrible choice. Yes, it is. Is Thinkorswim. Mike OC. Yes, Thinkorswim is free. You can use that for a while. You got in at 1640. Cool. Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, they have not been around for 20 years. What is a good platform to invest with? Okay, who cares? I like Thinkorswim. Now, I've been using it for 20 years. I wrote a book 15 years ago, Choosing the Right Trading Platform. Yeah, it's old, but it gives you an idea what to look for. However, they keep changing. I found this one 20 years ago, and I have not found one that has everything I'm looking for. But this. You love this talk? Cool. How do people lose with covered calls? Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly how you lose with a covered call. Hit the wrong button. And I say that and I laugh, but I did it twice last year. Okay, gotcha on the weekly. Thanks. Okay, Toonie. Jacob, Procter and Gamble. Okay, another dividend king in business for over 100 years. Unfortunately, I'm going to say no this week. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Procter & Gamble, but look at where we are. We're bottom fishing, looking for the bottom. Now, you have a gap down. I love gap downs, especially on a good company, because a gap down is going to fill eventually. So as soon as it finds the bottom, it'll turn around and go back up again. That's where you look. Buy low, sell high. But don't buy yet because it's still dropping. Okay, never go grab for a falling knife or anything falling. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, Toonie. FCX is not a dividend stock. Okay? Alice, if the stock tanks before the expiration date of your sold option, you get stuck holding. Yeah, but CP, that's why I only look at companies that are consistently profitable and have been in business for more than 20 consecutive years. Okay. Rich 53 boys. What company you know has 2 to 3%? All right, we just did a couple of them. All right. What line of work did you do before retiring, if you don't mind me asking? Manufacturing. Believe it or not, I was a CEO. Do I look like a CEO? Hell no. Yeah, I had 26 employees. It was a nice company. It was fun. But got divorced in 2003, lost the company, and I took 10 years off, did a lot of nothing. But nowadays, I'm retired, so I decided I'm going to share what I know. I'm tired of the little guy getting screwed, so there you go. Hello, Pedro. ¿Qué pasa, amigo? ¿Cómo está? Can you briefly explain your broad investment strategy, how it exactly works? See, there's a huge, Ryan, huge difference. Can you briefly explain and how it exactly actually works? Okay, you ready? I'm going to take a deep breath for this one. Ready? I invest in dividend stocks, specifically those companies that have consistently increased their dividends to their shareholders for more than 20 consecutive years. A dividend is a portion of the profits the company gives back to the dividends. So if the dividend continually increases, that means the profits have to increase also. That being said, just before the dividend date, the stock has a tendency to move up. If the stock has a tendency to move up, it's an excellent opportunity to jump in, do a simple, safe trading strategy, the easiest, safest one that I know of, is called the covered call. Buy the stock, sell somebody the rights to buy it from you at the exact same price. You collect 1% per week. 1% per week equals more than 52% per year. Compounded, it's more like 73%, I think, something like that. Does that work? Okay. Pedro, is Thaya the second half? I have no idea what that means. Alice, oh, I get it. Thank you. Cool beans. Pedro, how do you get the season graph? Ooh, Pedro. Now, the seasonality chart, I don't know if it's available. I know it's available on some. You can go to Google and type in seasonality stock chart, and then you can figure that one out. Hey, Andre, you're back again. We will take a look at Budweiser. Even though we looked at it last night, and it was a no last night, I'm not quite sure why you think Budweiser is going to be a yes today. But I'll take a look at it, Andrea. Anyway, the seasonality graph, Pedro, if you are using Think or Swim, it is over here on Style. Okay, you click on the Style button. Okay, a window will open up. Chart mode. Okay, and there's the seasonality right there. Okay, Style. Chart mode, standard. Okay? Andrea, let's take a look at Budweiser. B-U-D. When you say Budweiser, you say, let's go bottom fishing. Okay, so anyway, Budweiser's bottom fishing expedition looks like, as a possibility, it might have been Friday. Might have been. Well, let's take a closer look. Okay, here's your 1 year chart. Now, I'm always looking for the exact same thing every time I look at a chart. Where's the high? Where's the low? Where was it? Where is it? In what direction is it going? You take your little finger and you go down, up, down, up, down. All right, so let's take a closer look. 90 days. Last 90 days, what does it look like? Well, here's your high, here's your low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Up, down. Yep. Let's take an even closer look at the 30 days. Okay, here's 30 days. Okay, up, down, up, down. Okay, now, it appears, Andrea, that Friday is the bottom. However, you've been here long enough, you know that I like 2 days to the upside to decide whether or not it is an actual bottom. So, Friday is the bottom. Today was higher. So tomorrow, if tomorrow is higher, then yes, I will agree with you that this is the bottom right here. Well, what does it look like? Well, currently it's at $49.97. Let's call it $50. So this week's $50, nah, that doesn't work. Next week's $50, well, it's 45 to 60. Well, that's 1% for next week. Okay? So let's take a look at the seasonality chart. Find out, what does Budweiser normally do at the beginning of the year? Could you look at Johnson & Johnson, please? Okay, Joe Schmo, we looked at Johnson & Johnson earlier. The numbers don't work. They don't. Don't get me wrong, Johnson & Johnson has been in business for over 100 years. Let's do a quick, hold on a second, Andrea. J&J. Okay. Okay. 143.99. The 144 is 76 cents. Yeah, no, thank you. Next week, maybe. This week, no. But next week, maybe. Okay, so seasonality for Budweiser. And there we go. Okay, so what Budweiser usually do in the month of January? Looks like absolutely nothing. Just no big jump ups, no big drop downs. Okay, not quite sure what else you want to look at. Okay, so Texas Brown-Eyed Girl, we looked at Costco twice already. I told you Costco is a little out of my price range, yet you keep asking. I'm not quite sure what you want me to do there. Okay, Toonie, I understand FCX is a weekly, but it's not a dividend stock. FCX. Oh, Fremont McCormick. Let's go to Yahoo Finance. FCX. Fremont, dividends only. Oh, it is. Holy cow. Holy shit, FCX. All right, my mistake. Here we go. Okay, 1995 was 11 cents. 96, it was 11. 97, it was 11. That's 3 years, no increase. Okay, what do I think of Home Depot? Hold on a second. Let's do one at a time. Okay, so in 97, it was 11. 98, it dropped down to 3. That's a 70% decrease. How can you possibly think that's good? All right, 98's at 3 cents. Then it goes to 5. Then it goes to 10, 13. So it stays at 13. 2004, 13. 2005, 13. 2006, 13. Oh, 16. 16, 22, 8. Wait a second. Hold on. Went from 22 to 8 to 15 to 50 to 25 to 50 to 25 to 31, 31, 31 to 5, 16 to 5. Yeah, no. Sorry, dude. I'm going to say no. No consistency and profitability whatsoever, Toonie. Sorry, dude. Andrea, Harley Davidson. Well, let's take a gander at Harley Davidson. Oh, and then here we go. Alrighty. Harley Davidson currently at $30.10. Here's the high. Here's the low. Where it was, where it is. Look at the movement. Up, down, up, down. Okay, currently $30.10. The 30s are going for 40 cents. Okay, here's your one. There's your 1% right there if you're jumping into it. Now, next week's 30 is going for 70 cents. That's even better. Okay, but let's take a look. Is it the right time to buy Harley Davidson? Well, a year ago, we're at 35.06. We topped out at 44.16, and that was the end of March of last year. Okay, the last 90 days. Well, here's your 90 days. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the movement. Up, down, sideways, down. The bottom was Friday. Now, today is higher, but is it the right time to jump in? Okay. Here's 30 days. Okay, 30-day high. Your bottom was Friday. Well, normally 30-day high, 30-day bottom. She bounces up and goes back to the upside. Great time to jump in, but I like 2 days to the upside. Now, today is higher than Friday, which means 1 day to the upside. Okay, so what is it going to do tomorrow? Tomorrow will tell me whether or not it's a good opportunity to jump in. But I already have Harley Davidson, and I have Harley Davidson at 41. Okay, see, did you like that one? See, here's at 29, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 41. So I have it at 41, way up there. Yeah, I'm not going to see it anytime soon, but here's the thing. Even though I have it at 41, I'm still selling options at 32 this week, because at 32 is bringing me in, well, it's bringing me in 10 cents this week per share. Not a lot, but here's the thing. If I buy a cow and that cow gives me a gallon of milk, great. Every week I get a gallon of milk. Wonderful. So what happens when the cow gives me a half a gallon? Do I get rid of it? No. I just keep it until it reaches that target that I'm looking for before I get rid of it. Alice, your story is really inspiring. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. You're welcome, Miss Alice. Eric Armstrong, business motive. Okay, I like the way he thinks. Well, thank you very much, Eric. Oh boy, recession is coming to those who want one. There's a group who is waiting to capitalize at that time. Yeah, there is. Because think of it this way, okay? You say recession enough. Great. People like me, we're going to take our money and we're going to stop spending also. So when everything tanks, we're going to take our money and buy at a low. Okay, you make your most money when you buy low and you sell high. Okay, Jacob, we already looked at Procter & Gamble. What age did I start? I started in the late 1990s, which was 30. Holy shit. Thank you. Now I feel older. I started about over 20 years ago. So when I was in my 40s. Chach Shabag, how are you today? Okay, Ford. Let's take a look at Ford. Why not? One of my favorites. Okay, Ford, here we go. Here's the high. Here's the low. Is that the low or is this the low? I don't know. That's a tough one. Okay, here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Goes down, up, sideways, up, sideways, down. Okay. Let's jump into 90 days. 90 days. Oh, wait a second. Before we even do that, is it even worth us taking a look? All right. 994. What's the 10 going for? 10. That's 1%. That works. Let's do a sample trade on Ford. Okay, next week the 10 is going for 17. Well, that works too. Well, let's do a sample trade on Ford. I know you guys got $10 a share for Ford. It's a 100-year-old company. Do you really think they're going away? I don't think so. So let's try one. I don't even need to see that. Don't. All right, Ford. Let's change it to covered call. That's what we want to do. Want to do the 10 for this week. There it is. Okay, let's just do one contract so I don't scare you away with big numbers. So one contract at the market first thing tomorrow morning. Here's what it sounds like. Buy one covered call of Ford. Okay, the 100s, those are the weeklies. 10 January 25. That means I'm buying stock first thing tomorrow morning. I'm selling somebody the rights to buy it from me for just a smidge more than I paid for it. If I'm buying at $9.94, I'm selling it at $10, and I'm collecting $17.50 per contract. All right? 10 January 25, that's this Friday, the $10 call against the Ford stock at the market to open. That's the name, that's the sound of the trade. I always tell people, read it out loud so you can hear it, so you understand what it is you're doing. Okay? All right. 1750 is the profit per this trade. So let's take out the calculator. There it is. Put in $17.50. And how much is it costing me to do this trade? Well, it's costing me $983. So divide it by $983. And that gives me a grand total of, you ready for this? 1.78%. Close to 2. Okay, now if you know anything, 1.78%, well, that's a nice return. How much is your highest loss so far? I lost $91,000 in 1 week. How does that make you feel? All right, so we just looked at Ford. I liked Ford. Okay, it gives me a nice rate of return. Let's get back to where we were. All right, covered call, go back to single. Now, right. No, okay, that one shut down. All right, so what I'm going to do now, it's 1:30. It's getting late, okay? Don't take this personally, but I'm not very impressed with the attendance for the people in California yet or the West Coast. We're still below 100. So I'm going to call it quits for the night. We're going to do the same thing again tomorrow night, so hopefully it's a little bit better. But before I go, I'm going to answer all the questions. I'm not going to look at any more stocks, but I will answer all the questions because I said I will answer every single question. So let's take a look. Hey, buddy, how does Hershey? Oh, I like Hershey. Hershey has a tendency to go up the first week of February. FCX is a copper material company. Okay. What's your best trading advice? Educate yourself and consistency. Sweet. I have no idea what that means. Toonie, I'm Central Time and you got me staying up now. Well, I'm usually on Eastern Standard Time. Okay. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where I live. Stock market opens 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do I use AI? No, I do not. Okay, I've seen enough Terminator movies. I don't do it. Is NAK can run? I have no idea what that is. Can you look at Procter & Gamble? Okay, Jacob, we already looked at Procter & Gamble earlier. All right. Are you talking about writing options? Yes, I am, Grimace. Alice. Uh-oh. Wow. All these questions I missed. Okay, Ford. We already did Ford. What age did I start? Already did that one. FCX. Already did that one. Central Time. Got that one. Okay. Okay. Let's keep looking at these questions. We're talking about writing options. Yep. Alice. I've seen people post negative accounts on Reddit from covered calls, so I'm confused. Okay, Alice. The stock market's been around for over 400 years. Okay, you're going to get good stuff. You're going to get bad stuff. Everybody has their opinion. Now, I'm sharing this for free. I'm not asking for any money. I'm not asking for your email address. I'm not asking for anything. Okay, I got tired of the little guy getting shit on, so I'm sharing this information for free. Now, yes, I do have a morning trading group, and that is a paid service. I'm not asking you for that. However, the simplest, safest trading strategy is buy a stock, sell a stock. That's the simplest, but it's not predictable and it's not consistently profitable. But a covered call is. So I just showed you the Ford trade. If I buy Ford tomorrow morning at $9.94, now I'm not making these numbers up. I'm actually showing you live numbers. Now, granted, the market is closed, so it's not really live, but this was the last trade of the day, $9.92. Well, the current bid, $9.93. The ask is $9.94. If I want to buy Ford tomorrow morning, I'm going to pay $9.94. Okay? That's what the number is. Now, hypothetically speaking, if after I buy this at $9.94 and I sell it to someone else, let's say Pete in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I sell it to him for $10 a share. That's called a covered call. The strike price is $10. Purchase price is $9.94. Now, I'm going to collect the 6 cents difference between the $9.94 and the $10. Okay, great. I'm not counting that, but it's there. Now, the premium I'm collecting is 10 cents. Now, 10 cents a share is 1% of $10. Plus, I get the other 6 cents. Now, here's the thing. The only way you can lose here is if you sell it at a loss or Ford goes bankrupt. Okay, now, I don't think Ford is going to go bankrupt. They've been around for over 100 years. I haven't heard anything in the news about Ford having issues. Okay, so I'm not worried about that. 2 is the only other way you can lose money is, it's going to sound silly, but hitting the wrong button. Okay, as silly as that sounds, most beginner traders lose most of their money because they hit the wrong button, or they sell instead of buy instead of sell, or whatever. Okay, now I've done it myself this year. I've been trading for over 20 years, and I hit the wrong button twice this year. Okay, lost a nice big fat chunk because of it. But it is what it is. So, the questions you need to ask yourself, Alice. Number 1, does it make sense? If I'm buying it at $9.94, I'm selling the right, not the obligation, for someone to buy it from me anytime between when they pay for it and its expiration. At this moment in time, the expiration is 10 January 25, which is in 3 days. Okay? Now, you're collecting 10 cents a share, which is over 1%. 1% for the week, and then guess what? If it doesn't hit 10 this week, well, you keep that 10 cents per share, and you keep the stock. And you get to do it again next week. Well, what's happening next week? Well, look, the 10 selling next week at 17 cents per share. That's more than 1.5% per week. But here's the thing. As the time ticks away, the values change. Okay? So, when the market opens tomorrow morning, all these numbers are going to change. The longer you look at it, the quicker you're going to get to craziness. What do I mean by that? Well, because you'll be looking at this number, this is going to change. That's going to change. That's going to change. That could change. All these are going to change. And it's going to flash, 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 flash. All the numbers are going to change consistently. But what never changes is the formula. Purchase price, strike price, premium. Okay? Whatever you buy the stock for, the closest strike price, what is the premium for selling that? Is that more than 1% or is it not? Okay? It's not that difficult. Adults have a tendency to make it more complicated. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to finish up with these questions. Okay, illusions. TSLY, what are my thoughts for dividend? Yeah, no. Okay, TSLY has not been around for 20 consecutive years, and they're not consistently profitable. Kava, same thing. I bought 400 shares PFE. I want to do a covered calls with them as well. Well, get cultured? Get cultured? Cultured. Oh, cool name. Get cultured. Interesting. Well, it's not that difficult to do. Okay, but what you got to remember, whatever you bought Pfizer for, that's your starting point. So PFE, I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm a sucker for the young guy. All right, so currently the stock is at 26.89. But also, okay, take a look at where the chart is. Your 30-day high is today. Not the time for buying, the time for selling. Okay, when you're at a 30-day high, look at the 30-day bottom. Way down here at 25. Well, 30-day top's at 27. Now, I know $2 doesn't sound like a lot, but $2 on a $20 stock, well, that's 10%. So she jumps up 10%. I'll take profits at 1 or 2%. And you think there are people that won't take it at 10? Yeah, this is the time for selling, not the time for buying, in my humble opinion. Yes, looks like a CEO. You look just like you did in that old YouTube video. Actually, I don't. I have a lot more gray hair, and it is, it is vacationing. Do you know what that means? Okay, it used to be here, but now it's vacationing down my back. I was like, what the hell is I have hair on? Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that. Texas brown-eyed girl. Okay, you like that? You think that's funny too? Andrea, sorry, I missed it last night. Weekend skip. Oh, okay. Alice, don't forget to tap that screen to thank James for value management. Okay, thank you. TSLY for monthly dividends. Your thoughts. Okay, now illusions. Okay, I understand a lot of people like TSLY. Okay, but do yourself a favor, and I mean this for everything. Take a look. Go to a financial website, whichever one you want. Okay? Oh, that looks terrible. All right. Yeah, I know. I'm vain. Leave me alone. Okay. Do yourself a favor. Jimmy, you too. SCHD? Oh, hell no. Do yourself a favor. Never invest in something you don't totally understand. Now, I'm kind of giving you the benefit of the doubt when I say don't totally understand. All right. Great. If you're buying TSLY and SCHD, take a look at the numbers. When I say the numbers, look at all the numbers. How consistent are they with their increased dividends? Which means, are they consistently profitable? I know for a fact SCHD isn't. Then take a look at, if I'm buying this, what am I making on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis? SCHD, I think you're getting 3.13% for the year. Not a week, not a month, not a quarter, a year. 3-point-something%. Yeah, hell no. Okay, TSLY, I'm pretty sure that's pretty crappy also. Check out all the numbers. Okay, Andrea, exactly. It looked, you liked Budweiser? Yeah, well, it looks like it could be good. Okay, now today was higher than yesterday. When I mean yesterday, Friday. Okay, so hypothetically speaking, if today, Tuesday, is higher, that means Wednesday would be a great time to jump in. If everything looks right. Okay, looked at it, was low and still going down. Maybe yes for next week. Well, actually, Andrea, it might be a good one for next week, depending on where it ends up tomorrow. And then tomorrow's Tuesday, which is today, Tuesday. And then Wednesday might be the opportunity to jump in. All right, I'm thinking that Holly Davidson is a good buy too. Yeah, to jump in. And motorcycle sales go up in spring. Yes, you're right. What do I think about Team? Yeah, no. Al Talesian, never heard of it. Texas Brown Girl, I wasn't sure if it was going through. That's how come you see it several times. Okay, now Brown Eyed Girl, when I always start the same intro. Ask the question once, I will answer every single question. It takes me a while to get to them because as you're asking a question, well, somebody underneath you is asking a question. Somebody underneath them. So yeah, they're stacked up. I can only go as fast as I can only go. Texas Brown Girl, listening to you while I am opening an account with the one you named Thinkorswim. Cool beans. My suggestion, Texas Brown Eyed Girl, paper trade first. Do not put any real cash into it until you understand it, until you get good at it. And trust me, doing a paper trading account for a while first, you will know. Seriously, you will know when you're ready to take the training wheels off and actually put real money in. Because it will be gnawing at the back of your head. Well, it's working. Okay, so then just do it. But be ready for it. Ooh, Mr. Frizz. I love 3M. I do. But we'll look at it tomorrow. All right. Tinja Binja. Team. Yeah, no. Artisan, please. Okay, you got to give me the ticker symbol, number 1. 1 week with 1 trade. Okay, if that works for you. I got to open my account with Thinkorswim. Yep. Thank you, James. That was really great breakdown. Glad you liked it. Grimace, how can you join your group, please, before you leave? Grimace, my suggestion, if you really want to. Now, I don't try to sell anyone anything, but if you want to, hey, it's there. Up here at the left-hand corner, see that? Where it says Dividend Stock Talk. You click on that. That is, what do you call that? My bio. In there, you will see a link to my webpage, The 10-Minute Trader. So every video you see me on, like hundreds of them. Okay, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by The 10-Minute Trader. So that 10-Minute Trader right here. That's not it. That's the splash page. You don't want that. You want the landing page, which would be the home page. Okay, home page. Okay, right there. The10minutetrader.com. Right here where it says trading live online. Yeah, I go there. So here's what the first thing you see. Simple, safe, predictable 1% per week. Live nightly training, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on every night. Okay. Below that, well, what does it say here? You right? This is important. Okay. If you are looking to strike it rich overnight, this ain't it. My main focus is simple, safe, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. That's over 50% per year. It says it right there. Okay, the video gives you a quick breakdown of what I'm doing. Underneath that, this is another good zinger. Investing your money shouldn't be difficult. Stop making it more complicated than it needs to be. Isn't that weird? It says it right there. Stop making it more comfortable than it needs to be. Here's what I found. Okay? I have found that adults have a tendency to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Remember when I told you I created it for my 9-year-old daughter, and I showed you her video? Well, that was 12 years ago. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent. That's what I'm looking for. Okay? Learn more about the strategy. Damn, I haven't fixed that link yet. It doesn't work. But this one right here, join the morning trading group, blah, blah, blah. And then down here, it just goes to all of the trades I made this year. They're all there. Now, I try not to sell anyone anything, but if somebody asks, yep, there it is. All right, let's go back to where we were. Okay, what about Siri? I like Siri. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. I'll be on again tomorrow night. It's almost 2 o'clock. I've been on since 9, so I'm getting a little tired. What's going on with Apple? Ken. I haven't looked at Apple in days, but we'll take a look at it. I got $100 in my Robinhood and looking at shorting BYND, but don't know how to. Eddie, I honestly can't help you out on that one. Okay? Not quite sure why you want to short something. Okay, I understand the process. Eden, short what? Okay, I don't tell people. Oh, wait a minute. That's it. That's all the questions. I am out of here. Now, I answer every single question. We'll do this again tomorrow night. Now, if I can't, now listen closely. if I can't get enough people interested on the West Coast, okay, I'm going to give you guys a week, see what happens, okay? If I can't get enough people interested on the West Coast, I'm not going to do it. It's just not worth my time, okay? That being said, you guys have a great night, and I will see you again tomorrow. Finish. You're done, and we're done over here. And now the end is near, and so I say goodbye to all you. All right, anyway. Come on, stop, damn it. There it is. End now. 3,000. Okay.